And then I also wanted you to perhaps comment to our audience. I think it was through you I first learned that Fusarium doesn't have to be pathogenic, and in association with other bacteria, it is not a plant pathogen. Would you mind expanding a little bit on both of those comments?
Yeah. So I'll say in the big picture of it that just a generalization. Okay, a couple of things. One thing is that in nature, disease is not a major issue typically. And people have always said, well, it's because there's not a monoculture in nature. It's mixed. Okay, so that's part of it, right? But actually, that's only part of it, because part of it is with the microbes, with bacteria colonizing fungi, it alters their virulence. And that's either because the bacteria that colonize fungi will weaken them. Okay, that's one idea that we can see that. With Fusarium, we think that's happening. But the other idea is that with fungi free living in the soil, they're not getting their nutrients from plants, from degrading plants or causing disease in plants. They instead may be getting a significant amount of nutrients from the symbiosis that they develop with bacteria. And so when they internalize bacteria into their hyphae and get nutrients from them, the fungus, in a sense, is satisfied, right? It has all its nutrients. If we remove those bacteria from the fungus like Fusarium, the virulence goes way up. They start to grow faster, they start to sporulate, and they attack plants. Okay, if you look at seeds, for example, basil, the herb, right? Seed. The seed has a little matrix on it, and there's bacteria all over that seed. If you challenge that with Fusarium, a pathogenic Fusarium, it typically will not have much effect on the seed and seedling. But if we take that seed and we sterilize it, we soak it for a time in Clorox and removes the microbes on the surface on the seed, and then we put the Fusarium there, it eats the seedling up. The seedling doesn't have a chance. Essentially, the bacteria are part of the immune system of plants. And so when you have plants with lots of microbes, they're more protected from disease than plants without microbes. So many of our disease problems that we have in our major crops are likely due to the fact that we've removed many of the microbes from those crops. And so that's it. That's the relationship right there. If the fungus, the hypothesis I like the most, but of course needs more development, is that that fungi are getting nutrients from the bacteria, and that if they can get their nutrients from bacteria, then they don't need to attack plants to get their nutrients. Mm. But that may not apply to all fungi. We have some fungi that are obligate biotrophs, things like rusts, right? Rusts cannot live in the soil free living, or anyway free living. They can only live as parasites of plants, and so that may not apply. They may have adapted. There's some reason to think that rusts and some of the obligate plant biotrophs don't interact with bacteria as much as some of these other free living fungi. Fungi that have both a free living phase and a parasitic phase.